How's everybody? So we're back talking some more Titans Season 4 on the channel, Episode 4. Last week was a pretty interesting episode, mainly focused around the fact that we are introducing Jinx into the series, and also we ended with Sebastian being broken out of jail by the Titans. This week is yet another solid episode. It's not great by any means, at least to me, but as someone who is a longtime fan of the Titans series, I did think it was pretty cool how we're linking things back to previous seasons, especially Season 1, and seeing the origins of the organization, getting more info on Mother Mayhem's backstory, while also linking it to Trigon. Since Mother Mayhem is the main villain of Season 4 and we don't really know too much about her, I did like the flashbacks we got in Episode 4, giving us a greater insight into why exactly she's executing her plans, and especially right now, getting to see her introduction into the organization after she triggers an event that gets her fired from her really terrible desk job. The thing that was cool though, like I said, we were linking things back to Season 1, is the man that approaches her to introduce her is Dr. Adamson from Season 1 of the series. Reed Birney even returns to play the character. If you don't remember him, he was someone who was very interested in Trigon and got killed inevitably by Rachel. What was surprising to me was just how intricate the backstory for Mother Mayhem is for the series. When we flush out her backstory, seeing this path to her being chosen by Trigon and then locked away and chained up, adamant that her son is the prophet despite their insistence it needs to be a girl, and then her inevitable escape when the asylum does burn down, or so we think burns down. Which does again line up with events that we saw transpire in Season 1. I think it was Episode 7 if I remember correctly. To be completely honest, I haven't rewatched first season of Titans in a very long time, but I think it was Episode 7. With how much trauma we've seen Sebastian endure throughout Season 4 already, you can't help but feel bad for the guy. I mean, we know inevitably he's going to turn into a villain, but still, you still feel bad for him while the Titans are trying their best to get to the bottom of how he's linked to Mother Mayhem and what they possibly want with him, since they've slowly been linking everything to the organization and the possible connective tissue to Trigon from previous seasons. Since both Rachel and Sebastian share a lot of connective tissue when it comes to their backstories and what they've endured, I really like the connection being brewed here between the two of them, because I do think that they share some pretty great scenes together just in Episode 4, with Rachel trying her best to comfort Sebastian while trying to get out some info since she kind of knows exactly what he's been going through. It seems like we are going to continue to build that relationship over the course of the series, which could make it all the more heartbreaking when Sebastian inevitably does go to the dark side and change into brother blood, and what that future could hold for the rest of the series when Rachel probably gets her powers back and has to face off against Brother Blood. She may have only been introduced in the last episode, but I actually quite like the introduction to Jinx to the rest of the Titans team. She feels like a natural fit to me, just in the way that she's chatting up everybody, predominantly Gar, Tim, and mostly Connor, actually, of the three. But they're the ones that get the most screen time together, that group. You can definitely tell that Jinx has a big fascination with Superman, with the way that she asks Connor questions all throughout when it comes to his weaknesses, and does he share the same weaknesses with Superman, one of them being magic. It's still pretty early, but I think she is a great new addition to the team, and she seems to be pretty useful with stuff that we see later on in the episode. When the Titans go to investigate the organization's asylum, I thought it was pretty absurdly hilarious, not just the fact that they opened a supermarket on top of this asylum, but the fact that it's filled with zombie employees that Mother Mayhem can just control on a whim to fight the Titans. It made me really wish that we got to see the inside of the supermarket and potentially customers walking in as these zombies are suiting up with all their gear and going to go fight the Titans. Apparently all this is part of Mother Mayhem's plan though, the Titans fighting that secret door down to the rest of the asylum, the zombie co-workers going to fight them, and stuff later on that I don't want to spoil just yet. A lot of the info the Titans find out while they're down there about everything going on felt a little bit obvious. The photos, the storybook with the detailed pictures seemingly of the Titans and their involvement. Even Corey mentioned that this is her destiny. Even Sebastian figuring out the truth behind him being monitored this entire time because he's marked to potentially be a prophet, has the exact same scar that Raven does, so you have that connection there. I gotta love the rationale here from the rest of the Titans because they want to just lock him away until the blood moon passes, and then you have Jinx who just wants to kill the guy. A sentence I never thought that I would say, but we get a big battle between zombie supermarket employees versus the Titans. What a battle it was. It was a pretty good battle, despite the absurdity of the zombie supermarket employees. Most of the team gets some pretty good shots in. Dick Grayson, Corey blasts a bunch of folks, Connor gets some licks in. Rachel, despite the fact that she doesn't have powers at the moment, gets the best kill of them all when she chainsaws a guy's head off Leatherface style, before Jinx freezes them all so they can escape into another room. I think the biggest WTF moment, though, of this entire section, even though I saw it coming because it was in the trailer, was the fact that Deathstroke walks in, a zombie Deathstroke controlled by Mother Mayhem to take out the Titans, which felt just kind of odd to me, just kind of random since he was this big bad of Season 2, and he was murdered, so I guess it makes sense for him to come back as a zombie. It just feels kind of weird to have him here as a throwaway secondary character in an episode to fight Connor and Dick Grayson. It was still pretty good. I liked the fight scene between all of them. Honestly, I thought the fight was going to end pretty quickly once Connor punched Deathstroke's head off, but he goes and walks over and puts it back on. So I guess you can do that. The other guy that got his head chopped off by Rachel didn't do that, but I guess Deathstroke's just built differently. I was really surprised that he had a good shot in on Connor when he stabbed him in his abdomen. Like I was saying before, Jinx this week is pretty awesome, tricking Mother Mayhem and Deathstroke thinking that they kidnapped Sebastian, but it was actually her in disguise, and she gets the killing blow on Deathstroke. So no more Deathstroke once again. I have to wonder the purpose of Deathstroke coming back as just weird zombie cameo. I also wonder where his daughter is, because we kind of just wrote Ravager out of the series entirely. Maybe later this season, I don't know. I really like the character, so I hope she comes back someday. We don't get too many big setups for next week's episode at the tail end. The big ones were Sebastian is going to go in with Rachel to be locked away in Star Labs till the blood moon passes, and the bigger one of the two is Connor starts throwing up blood. It seems like that stab wound was a lot more fatal than we thought it was, because he's throwing up snakes, which we've seen so far in Season 4. Snakes usually aren't a good sign of anything to come, so hopefully Connor makes it out alive. We only have, what, 2 episodes left of Part 1 already, so that's kind of a bummer. But make sure you share your thoughts down below. What do you think of Episode 4 of Season 4? Do you like the episode? Do you not like the episode? Share all your thoughts down below in the comment section, because part of the fun is to have the conversation with you guys in the comment section down below. Thank you guys, always sharing the reviews. I always do appreciate it. Make sure you like on the video. Also, subscribe to the channel to update reviews, reactions, unboxings, and more. But next time, I'll see you guys later.